Dude, I'm feeling queasy.
What is that? Not normal?
No.
Warning. The following program contains strong language, lewd content, and immature behavior. This program may elicit strong and/or potentially harmful emotional response in some individuals. Listeners may also find truth, reality, facts, and opinions expressed in this program as disturbing. If this is you, please go fuck yourself.
All right. You guys ready?
You don't wear glasses, do you? Oh, I thought you did.
I wear glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never seen your glasses. We're in contacts now? I can't do contacts. I'd rather just be blind.
I would never want contacts.
Okay. Nick, you can
Just asking
Go
for
to them.
constant pink eye.
go to them
Yeah.
Yeah.
and go ahead and zoom in a little bit on them.
I already get a lot of pink eye.
So we
least
look
once a month.
somewhat the same.
You never go ass to mouth.
I only go ass to mouth. Ass to
That
pillow to
doesn't look
mouth.
bad. He was telling me about that this week. Are we streaming and recording?
What, ass to mouth?
Nick, are we streaming and recording? Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was telling me ass to mouth
Oh,
today.
sweet.
Or what was that? Not today. That was
3 days ago.
3 days ago. Was it 3 days ago?
One of the many
Yes, it was.
deep conversations you guys have during work hours.
Sunday into Monday.
No, he asked me if I still eat ass.
Yeah?
And I said, no, that's gross.
It's
goes-
2024.
He goes, he can't get enough of it. He can't get enough of the ass eating. Can you put it on Sarah, please?
It's like I'm at an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Oh, we have somebody missing today. She chose not to show up. That would be Sarah Mindel.
Like she just didn't say anything and didn't show up? Or she said, I'm not going to be here today?
No, she said that she was going to be a half an hour late because of an appointment. And then she got text and said, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to make it. I really don't like you guys. We're coming again.
Put out the bad
all right.
signal. See if we can get someone on the Riddler.
It would be the Hugo signal.
Hugo.
Yeah. What would that be? What are the Japanese like? Fish. It would be a fish in the sky.
It would be a bad get. Isn't Hugo French?
It is, but he's in Japan.
Oh, currently? Yeah.
So what's going on? Let's run through our shit first, and then get on to the podcast bullshit. I don't have a whole lot.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a short podcast.
15 minutes.
There we go.
Taylor, what's going on with you?
Nothing.
0.
Nothing I'm going to talk about.
So I did talk.
I'm
to,
already exhausted from being stressed all fucking day and
it a rash?
not sleeping for the last 6 days. And I'm
You're not sleeping.
no,
Why aren't you sleeping? Because you're stressed.
because I've been on steroids for the
Yeah, it don't look
walking
like you-
pneumonia.
You don't look like you've been on steroids.
You're looking pretty veiny.
Yeah.
Your
I'll
cock
find
is
up.
super veiny. That blue vein in your cock is
Yes.
perking right up.
Yeah. It's been fun. I love, what's it called? Prednisone.
Prednisone is horrible
So
for you.
so fucking fun.
It is absolutely horrible for you.
Yeah. Well, didn't take it by choice. Took it because it was prescribed.
Ah,
Well, let me know when you're
Take
if
this.
you got any
Take
extras.
this or die.
yeah. We're gonna drink some alcohol and take some prednisone.
Yeah.
And see what happens.
Is that a bad combination?
I don't know. You want a beer?
No. It's not in my system anymore.
Oh, god damn it! It's a miracle drug, but the side effects are horrible.
What are the side effects?
Like water around your heart.
Oh,
So you can actually slow your heart down enough and kill you. The side effects are horrible, but it's a wonder drug. It gets rid of so many things, but it has so many negative side effects.
wow.
All right. So,
Did not know that
and I said this to
prior to taking it.
So I did let him in on one of your problems. And I said this to Andrew. I said, Taylor's weak. You are always sick. And he goes, no, he has got kids at home. I said, I had 4 kids at home,
It's
and I was never as sick as you.
Because you're always out. You're never spending time with your
with
kids.
the exception of COVID,
I abandoned my kids. That's why.
I did not get sick from about the middle of 2013 until 2020.
I haven't gotten.
I didn't get a cold. I didn't get the flu. I just didn't get sick. The only thing that has changed is COVID coming around, a highly contagious virus, which kind of hard to avoid when 3/4 of the people you work with and live around don't believe it's a thing.
You still kind of sound kind of bad, doesn't he?
I don't think it is a thing.
Yeah,
But-
it's not a thing.
It's
And then having a new baby around the house is what it is.
Well, the baby isn't bringing it home.
Yes, the baby is bringing it
How's
home.
the baby bringing it home? to
Because
you?
he's at fucking daycare. Fucking putting everything in his mouth. Other kids' fucking hands, toys.
That's why America's bad. She should be able to have a papoose and go to work with that just baby on her.
It's just fucking horrible. I have never been sick. So, the last time was, 14?
I don't know. If you were, even if your kid stayed home, I'd just go over and cough in his mouth and make sure you got sick.
It's been well over a decade since I've been sick this often. Since my older two were around the same age. Yeah, it's been fucking awful. I've been nothing but sick since 2022.
That's why I said you're weak.
Does it feel good when it's nonstop too? Like
Oh,
you feel like
it's-
you're always
yeah.
sick, you can't get over it.
No, that's exactly how the last 18 months has felt.
A permanent sickness.
I'm constantly going from one illness to another. Yeah, it's been fucking terrible.
Because of the jab. It's because you got vaccinated.
It's the jab.
Definitely that.
Your balls exploded and
Andrew, what's been going on with you? We know that he's sick. His whole life is consumed. Is that wasn't the reason you couldn't make the last podcast? We set up a podcast. You said you couldn't come, and we had a podcast.
I can't come.
Oh, I don't think I turned down the last podcast.
You did. You said I can't make Friday. I said okay.
Oh, well, yeah, but it's not like I canceled last minute. As soon as you asked, I told you I can't come.
Exactly. Because you were sick.
No,
You weren't sick then.
I wasn't sick then. I had committed to fucking staying home on the holiday at work to watch the baby because apparently it's the last day of the quarter and the daycare can't be open that day. So I had to fucking miss 20 hours of pay for 8 hours of work to stay at home with the baby.
Oh. Andrew, what's been going on with you? He has lots of stuff that goes on with him, but he never tells us anything on the podcast.
Who, Taylor? Yeah.
No, you.
I never have anything going on.
Taylor
I just
always
realized.
tells us.
I realized
Taylor
today.
always tells us everything that's going on. Can we bring up the Taylor thing real quick?
Doesn't matter. It's not increasing.
Why'd you have that on standby?
Is it you're still at 4 for the year?
Yeah.
That's still averaging one a month.
Still a record year.
It's a record year. Good for you. So for anybody who doesn't know, who's new to the stream, how many people we got watching the stream? 0.
And how many new
got one.
people? None.
None. But
Nobody fucking cares.
I care.
I care.
I don't.
This is important to us.
Is it?
Yeah.
Think about
I want you to.
the times we share on this podcast.
So I know that you're blowing them out with your hand
Occasionally, yeah.
occasionally. If you're not having sex once a day, your prostate gets bad fast. Right now, yours is like a 70-year-old man.
Okay.
Is that why it looks like a balloon?
It does.
Mine, I wait 4 hours and it swells like a Hindenburg.
That's another reason. It's because you're getting it fingered all the time. So what's going on with you, Andrew? You never tell us anything.
I never have anything going on.
When are you moving into your house?
End of this month. I just brought some boxes. I got to take a vacation day because I don't have a Tuesday or a Wednesday, Thursday off with Kim, so we gotta get something going.
No,
take a vacation day, and
I thought you were going to make her take a day off.
I don't do that. She needs money. We all need money. I still get paid when I take a sick day. She doesn't get paid because she's a contractor.
Okay. You just told me you were going to have her take a day off. Why should you have to take a day off when she can take a day off?
Because
I mean, it is your house.
you make
that's-
sacrifices in a
what you-
relationship.
I know, but that's what you told me.
Because I'm still squirting it in her, so if she can tell me, "Hey, jump how high," and I'll be like,
Oh, okay.
"Yes, mom. Sorry, mom."
Okay. We know who has control over that relationship.
Of course. When's the last? Okay.
When was the last time what?
Does your wife not have your balls in her purse?
No,
you
not
wrapped
really.
around her pinky?
Not really. I do stuff because I want to.
Yeah, well, me too.
Well, you told me you were going to have her take a day off.
I was debating if they're gonna have her take a day off.
No, so here's how the conversation goes. He goes,
This isn't.
this is exactly how the conversation went. He went, yeah, I'm probably going to have to take a day off because he was trying to figure out what day it was because he doesn't want to do it on a short weekend. And he goes, I'll probably have to take a vacation day. Fuck that. She can take a day off. That's how the conversation went. Fuck
that might have been how the conversation went. And then I decided I'd rather just take a vacation day. Why not?
A vacation
weekend.
day or using sick time?
I can go either way, but I'd
I
like
mean,
to keep my sick time.
arguably, sick time is more valuable because
Yes.
you can use it anytime.
Right. So I'm taking.
no
I'll
notice,
put in for a
basically.
vacation day.
Yeah,
and
the way to go.
and it'll be fine. I'll take a weekday off because I don't like coming in. I never take a night shift off. Night shifts are just too cake.
Okay, so that's it for you. That's all that's been going on. Nothing.
New tires.
Yeah, your life is exciting.
That's a good thing, right? At least I'm not going and, getting sponge bathed.
I don't even know what that means. What the fuck does that mean?
At least I'm not a cripple. At least I'm not like paralyzed.
At least
from
you're
doing
not sick
something
all the
dumb.
fucking
Yeah, I
time.
know. Jesus,
At least I don't have to get these rash checked out.
good thing
doctor.
too.
Just the hemorrhoids. I actually splay my legs up in the air and I have Kim come over with like a gas
Soldering
mask.
iron.
Instead of make her take care of him.
I don't think so.
What's going on with you, Dwayne?
Because you told me you like licking her asshole. So anybody whose legs up, splayed out, she's got hers up, and she's making you come over and licking her asshole. That's my guess.
We do it together.
How do you do it together?
It's a family activity.
I don't even know how you do it. How do you do it together?
All right, so
This is a reverse 69?
yeah.
Oh, that's a 96. He's thinking it over in his head now.
I'd have to draw it out because it's hard to explain.
So last night, I ended up going to the Hoop Fest party. Now, what the Hoop Fest in Spokane is the biggest 3-on-3 tournament in the world. One of the guys that we used to work with, he volunteered there for the last 30 fucking years. So they put on a big thing. And the big thing is a party for these guys that volunteer during the championship on the Final Four. And I get invited whenever we're not working. So I went out to this thing last night. And they give you free booze, which is cool. You get 2 free drinks, but everybody was buying me drinks. And I'm driving home, which is bad. Good thing, like I was telling Andrew, good thing I have the fucking self-driving car. So I just put it in self-driving and it drove me home.
You dick.
Isn't that still like against the law though?
I have no idea.
Very much so.
I was gonna say
even if
you still have to be sober, even if the car is driving itself.
if you get drunk and go up on a horse to get taken home, I think that's still illegal.
So, but I'm doing the perfect miles an hour. The perfect. What are they going to pull me over for?
That's more suspicious.
I am dead straight in the fucking lane. There is no weaving or anything. So what are they going to pull me over for? Everything's perfect on my car.
Your head sticking out the window on the freeway, vomiting on the side of your car.
Well, what's going? I was just driving up there. I was playing the drums in the car, right? And this fucking guy comes by in his jacked up truck, and he's looking in my window as I'm playing drums. And I don't know why it pissed me off with his beard and his Confederate flag. So he passes me like a dickhead. So what do? I fucking just took off, just doing like 100 miles an hour up to Sunset Hill. Anyways, neither here nor there. What I'm trying to get to is the point of the story. I'm not invested in sports anymore. I don't give a shit about sports. I'm sitting there and I'm looking at our boss, me and Andrew's boss, and I'm looking at Matt and how excited or how upset they are about this game. Now, I'm not invested at all because I can't just like a sport anymore. I just have to have a team. I follow that team, and that's it. I had more fun talking to the people that I was sitting next to, that sat next to me, than anything that was going on. So basically, I could give a fuck. I just realized in that point, I could give a fuck about sports.
You know what it is?
If I don't care about the team.
Do you know what the big wall is in liking sports?
What?
Everything changed when Tom Brady retired. People just stopped liking sports after that.
They really did.
People didn't like watching basketball, baseball.
Tom,
It's often.
the
When's
big
the last
Tom.
time you watched something? I mean, when's the last time you were excited?
Like 2003.
Yeah, exactly. Right after he got drafted, and I think that was 2 years after.
Well, I
when
never
Night
never
Football.
watched football. or basketball,
What did you watch? Lacrosse?
baseball.
Baseball.
But that was a long time ago. I don't give a single fuck about sports or teams
Yeah.
anymore.
Well, I'm sitting across from, that's where I'm going. I'm sitting across from them, looking at how jacked up they are about two teams they know nothing or could give a fuck
It's
about.
Purdue and who else?
Purdue and UConn. UConn ended up winning last night.
Really? They beat Purdue? Wasn't Purdue number one?
The UConn was. UConn just smacked the shit out of them. And I called it right at the beginning. No big man in college basketball has ever won. And Matt's going, shut up and fuck off. Go sit over there. So I just sat in between Darius and Clay and just bullshitted with them the whole night. Could give a fuck about the game. But
How are they doing?
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. That was a highlight of my life. That's all that went on. I got off Graveyard, stayed up the whole day, and then went and drank beers. Chipotle. I don't like. Do you guys like Chipotle?
I don't know what Chipotle is.
It's hit and miss, depending on which employees are handling your food
Right.
and which store you go to.
So
I have had really good experiences eating there, and I have had like shit the bed in the middle of the night experiences there. Like it's wildly, it sways.
Would you like to fix my pronunciation of it? What is it?
Chipotle.
Chipotle.
I think what we should do is we should have some sort of sports bet on the podcast.
Yeah.
And whoever loses has to get a tattoo on their ass
All right.
of whatever the other two decide.
We know who's
or
gonna
three
lose.
decide.
I can't get tattoos anymore.
Well, you're gonna have to get one for the podcast.
Still have a soldering iron out there. We'll do a brand instead.
It'll be a brand.
Do you remember Jackass when they were branding a dick on Bam's ass?
And he wouldn't hold still. So,
no,
he
so
has
they got like four in a row.
Five, yeah.
Had like 6 pair of balls.
Yeah.
So I
They
had
all got infected.
Chipotle, whatever the fuck it is.
Chipotle.
I don't like it normally. Last night being catered was fantastic. So you get a free meal when you go out there and 2 free drinks. And it was good. I was surprised. It could have been because I had so much alcohol in my
I've never
system.
been
It
disappointed
was
with Chipotle.
probably the alcohol.
Chipotle
to
is
be
great.
fair.
I only had about 3 beers in me. That's before people started buying me beers.
I haven't had any alcohol since Thursday.
That's because you've been on the...
This is the longest I've gone, and I have to go another 14 days.
why?
Because technically, that's how long it takes for azithromycin to get out of your system.
Wow, you're like my wife.
And it acts on the liver.
My
And
wife.
I have a very hard-working liver. So I need to give it a fucking break.
That's how he tells you he's an alcoholic.
So I've been-
my liver works very,
I've
very
been-
fucking hard.
I've been living off on O'Doul's for the last
O'Doul's?
6 days, yeah.
Wow, God, what's the point?
Or, to have a beer without having the alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Or, what was it? There's another one. I can't remember what it's called, though. It's 0.0 is their catchphrase. The Heineken. The Heineken 0.0, which is okay
Yeah.
for piss beer.
Hey, Nick, bring up the one with the Republican representative on it.
I don't drink.
It starts with a G.
I don't like the taste of beers. I only drink just to start getting buzzed.
I like
Have we seen this?
IPAs and stuff like that normally, so.
Matt Maddock, Michigan representative, happening right now. This is his
yeah.
tweet. 3 buses just loaded up with illegal invaders at Detroit Metro. Anyone have any idea where they're heading with a police escort?
Yeah.
Illegal invaders. Does he have any sort of information to verify that?
No, this guy is like king of the dipshits.
He's just.
Did you see this,
he's
Andrew?
Hate mongering right now.
Did you see this?
No.
No, he's just flat out lying.
Okay,
Well, yeah, he's getting his supporters pissed off.
Let's not give him the benefit of the doubt.
Nikki.
He wasn't confused. He wasn't misinformed. He is lying.
Okay, but hold on, Taylor. So let's bring up the illegal invaders, the next one. It turned out that it was Gonzaga's basketball
Look
team.
at how many black people. I'd be pissed off too.
Go ahead and bring it down.
Was
Nick.
that really who it was? It was Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was Gonzaga. Shit.
yeah.
So bring up the first one. So I just want to reread this real quick.
Oh, that would have been
Happening right now. 3 buses just loaded up with illegal invaders at Detroit Metro. Anyone having any idea where they're heading with a police escort?
Yeah.
Go ahead and bring it down.
I mean, look at him. Look at that guy's face.
and then
He looks like a fucking dipshit.
and then after it, he tried to defend it. Did you see any of that?
Yeah.
It was just ridiculous.
It's just pathetic.
It was pathetic.
It was almost verging on sad.
Yeah. he just kept going, doesn't anybody care about the southern borders?
Yeah.
He didn't go, I'm wrong or anything like that.
Nope.
He's got a face that says he wants to lower the age of consent.
You can't admit fault when you're a Republican. If you admit fault,
You lose.
you lose.
Yeah.
So you just double down and
Even when
deflect and distract.
It's our basketball team from Spokane, Washington that he was fucking with that he didn't know.
If he would have gotten like a crew together and their big lifted trucks start shooting at the buses, I bet
know.
they could have had like a real situation on their hands.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what they ultimately want.
Detroit's
yeah,
like
they're gonna
90%
start
black, so there would have been a
firebombs.
problem with that, I think.
Oh yeah, no, that
Well,
Wait.
none of the people he's going to be bringing are going to be from Detroit. They're going to be from bumfuck nowhere in the middle of the goddamn country.
But if Detroit stood up and said, you're a fucking idiot, it would have been 90% black people. Yeah, it's in the inner city of Detroit is predominantly black. What happened was the urban sprawl. Everybody said, I don't want to live. White people didn't want to live around black people, so they moved out to like Dearborn and stuff like that. So Detroit used to be like the second or third most populous city in the United States.
because it was a huge car manufacturing.
I mean, and then the city literally declared bankruptcy like what? Less than 10 years ago?
It's been a while because me and my friend Patrick were going to buy a skyscraper for $100,000. $100,000 in Detroit.
Detroit.
In the middle of Detroit.
Oh shit!
Fucking, can you imagine having a 70-story
armed
fucking building
guards.
for $100,000?
You need security.
Dude, you just hold on to that fucker. Detroit's kind of come back, the downtown area, so it's probably worth a couple million
If
now.
you look at houses on Zillow for under $5,000, the only place you'll find a house is Detroit, or a burnt husk in like Sandusky or something.
Yeah. And well, the problem with the building is it was held together with asbestos.
Yeah.
So that's one of the problems. But you know what? Let the Republicans change that law.
It's very fire retardant, though.
It really is. You can't burn that fucker down. They tried. It's Detroit.
You make rent cheap enough, and people will live anywhere.
Yeah. So that was one of the most fantastic things I saw over the last week was this guy.
Can you bring up his picture again?
Absolutely, we can.
Oh, look at his. Oh, look at that face. He looks so distinguished.
He really is. What a fucking idiot.
I mean,
What a fucking idiot.
He looks like the kind of guy who literally thinks his farts smell like roses.
And probably.
I mean,
Do you think they take their Christmas card pictures with like guns? Like all the
couldn't bring it down.
that guy definitely
Him and
has his 4-year-old holding
Yeah.
the gun in their Christmas card for sure.
his bimbo blonde fat wife
He's a
sitting there with.
full-on fucking idiot. I'm so tired of these cocksuckers. What you missed during our podcast is we find out liberals are the same way. So
Being a fucking idiot is not exclusive to a political
I'm not
party.
calling Andrew an idiot or Sarah. Sarah's she doesn't give a fuck about politics. He's a liberal. So we're sitting here and I go, yeah, just like, the presidents before George Washington or something like that. I don't remember how the conversation went. And they would not believe that
No,
there
you
was
br-
presidents before
You
George Washington.
specifically brought that up.
What were we talking about?
I don't remember. We were talking about dicks, and you were like, "You remember there were presidents
so-
before George Washington?"
So they go, no, that's bullshit. And then they hop on Google. They find out the facts. And they still say, I don't care. George Washington was the first fucking president.
He's recognized as the first, so that's all I
God damn,
care.
he's not.
I'm gonna listen to Google. I'm gonna listen to my heart.
You read the article, or
My
I've
feelings
read the
don't
article
care about
too.
your facts.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
It doesn't matter if you have a belief system.
I can't be wrong.
If you have a belief system, well, that's one of the things that I learned about people is they just can't be wrong. Yeah, I feel like I can be wrong. If you can change my mind, I'm cool with it.
When's the last time someone changed your mind?
Oh man, because
It's been
I'm
years and years and years.
no. You can change my mind if you give me a good argument. You can change my mind. When was the last time you came up with a good argument to change my
I've
mind?
never come up with a good argument in my life.
So, anyways, yeah, these
I'm too stubborn.
people suck. If you like somebody or if you think something for long enough, then it just becomes a reality to you, and you're unmovable in it.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, normally you disagree. I was waiting for something. Can you bring up the stock?
That's why they instill Christianity so young in people's minds.
So I want to.
Oh yeah, this is good.
It's not good.
This is fucking great.
Do you know how many employees they have?
Who cares?
3.
Who cares?
They're worth $6 billion. And they have like 3
No.
employees.
You do realize he's suing the shit out of the 2 guys who helped him start this, right?
Right.
Why?
Why? Because he fucking sues everybody.
And they're getting criminally prosecuted
It's not
right
their
now.
fault,
Yeah.
is it?
They're getting
I'm sure it
criminally
is.
prosecuted right
Because
now.
of how high they had it. What? Because it was worth $6 billion.
They don't value it. I don't understand
Why-
who
how is it
valued
valued at that
I don't
high?
understand who values it. I don't know. But you can't.
They had like $8 million in revenue and like lost like $58 million
Right.
like over the course of what, like a year or two.
in the last year,
And-
they had
and-
made 7 point something million in revenue.
Yeah.
After they minus out all the costs that they have, they were something like
58
Having
million
to
bucks
pay
in the
the
hole.
3
they were
employees.
58 million in the hole,
And they
get
valued it $6 billion.
How does that happen?
It happens because it's a fucking con.
I know. Well,
Anybody who
it's a
bought
grift.
into
It's a
this
grift.
true social bullshit,
Yeah.
it is getting conned. Like this is what Trump does. Nothing is above board. Nothing is fucking on the level.
Yeah.
It's all a con to make money and screw the little guy.
Okay, so they didn't. Here, Andrew brings up a valid point. And that's what I wanted to bring up. Was they didn't value it or anything when it got put on NASDAQ and they merged. They valued it. Somebody out there valued it at $6 billion. So isn't the whole stock market a con? I know he's
In a way,
he's a
yeah.
grifter. He's a fucking grifter. He sets
Well,
up
I mean-
cons all the fucking time.
Nothing is valuable until we put value on it, right?
Yeah, like our money.
So I don't see, how that his stock could be any different.
So you want to bring up the slide again, Nick? Because
Other
it's so
than-
beautiful. So
Don't we have coworkers that bought a lot of that stock?
so he owns 58% of it or something like that, and there's a couple people that own 1%. So the rest of the stock is owned by people, and it's super hard to short, which means you borrow a stock from somebody and you say it's going to die at this whatever. So it's super risky. So when all of this shit's coming out, like they lost $58 million, that was their total revenue for the year and stuff like that. It started sliding, and now it's down to $35, Nick, 37. So he's losing. He had what, $4 billion that he was going to pull out of this fucker for.
Well,
For his bond.
He can't
touch it for 6 months.
But
But-
unless the company, the board, approves him taking money out. But as soon as
tanking it.
he starts taking money out, the stock will tank even harder.
It's going to dump.
Yeah.
So to cover his legal trouble, he can't do anything for 6 months. He doesn't have the money to cover it. I'm
gonna
done
take out a second
shitting on
mortgage.
Trump because he's just a piece of shit, and anybody who follows him are fucking morons.
Well, and that $175 million bond fell through too.
oh, did it really? He couldn't come up with the $175 million?
Because the company isn't registered as a secure bonding company in the state of New York, and they didn't even bother to submit their financials showing that they had cash assets to back up the money they were saying they were putting forth. And Donald Trump apparently didn't put any collateral for the company to use as backup to his $175 million. So right now they're debating basically about starting to seize assets.
Oh, really? I had no idea.
It hasn't gotten started.
Okay, so-
but the ball is rolling.
One of the problems in America, and we see this with the abortion rights being crippled in Arizona right now. Arizona went back to 1800s for their law. You probably read about
Did
that
they
now.
really? I didn't know about that.
They
Is
went
it like worse
today.
than Alabama? Today.
Pre-statehood law.
Yeah.
Is-
good.
yeah.
So they went back.
Because when they become
Before
a state, like,
Arizona was a state, this is a law
This
that
is for
existed.
this is for abortion.
Yeah.
So let's preface that
when did
real
they become
quick.
a state? Like 1880s or something?
Whatever. It was before that. So it's just absolutely ridiculous. So this is what happens when we have concentration of wealth and power. So we have all these religious fucks that have a ton of money now. And they're using that to do shit that most of us don't feel comfortable with. So let's bring up the next slide on the Trump thing. Some of the biggest policy backers also threw Trump media a lifeline. 2 billionaires, a wealthy election denier,
The election.
and a mysterious Russian-linked trust invested in Trump's company long before it went public. So he's been getting floated loans from people to pump up Truth Social, to keep it afloat. Because it was, I don't remember when we had it on the podcast, but like 6 or 8 months ago, it was to the point where they thought it was going to go under.
He's going to lose someone enough money where they're going to hire like a team of assassins, right? Why hasn't that happened yet?
Did you not see the video of him?
It wouldn't be worth the money.
So he was.
Well, I mean,
No, he was jealous of Joe Biden raising like $40 million on one of his things.
So he had his $58 million fundraising night.
But at the $58 million fundraising night, there were all of these rich assholes, and they have a video of him. Some idiot took a video of him saying, well, you guys are some of the, I know 4 people that are the wealthiest people in the world here, and so on and so forth. And he goes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to lower taxes for you guys.
Yeah.
During the fucking thing.
shit.
They don't give a fuck because they're going to make their money back one way or another if he gets in there. I'm sitting there watching with Zach today. He comes home for lunch, and there's a bunch of black kids on there, and they go, oh, Gaza, Gaza, Gaza. It doesn't matter. If Joe Biden doesn't change his thing in Gaza, we're not voting for him. We'll vote independent. And it's just like, I don't want to vote for Joe Biden either, but I don't want Trump in there.
No.
Simple as that.
Everybody likes to say, oh, yeah, no matter who you get, it's going to be about the same. But that's just not true. It wasn't true the last election. It's not true in this election. There is a stark difference between Trump and Biden. And one is
Between those two.
One is competent, and I mean, he may not be the most sharp guy anymore, Biden, but at least you don't have to question his sanity. With Trump, some of the shit that comes out of his mouth, you have to question whether he even understands what he's saying anymore, because some of it is just so fucking insane.
I don't think that is. I think we have 2 old men that are going through dementia, pre-dementia, and he is getting told what to say to rile up the base and to get people on board.
That's bullshit.
He's still talking about the wall, abortion, everything.
Trump is not being told what to say.
No, he
says whatever he fucking wants to say.
He goes off script all the time. I understand that.
Which is why he's not being told what to say. He's just fucking opening his mouth and letting sometimes strings of words that maybe make a coherent sentence occasionally come out. There's no one guiding him. He's too fucking chaotic for there to be actual planning behind his speeches.
Right.
He's just fucking talking and saying things that have really no meaning. He's just an old man who rambles.
He's a great salesman. Everybody who meets him loves him because he's
arguably not a great salesman either, because how many times Trump steak?
He's not.
Do you still see Trump steaks on the market?
He's not a great
Trump vodka. Trump University.
He's not a great businessman.
No, he's not a good salesman either.
He's a good salesman. He got 50% of the country to believe that he's a good guy.
He's not selling.
He's selling himself.
He's selling
himself.
Fear. He's selling xenophobia. He's selling the deep down thoughts that your crazy uncle would spew at Thanksgiving once a year. He's selling that kind of shit.
It's what
he's not actually selling a good idea, though.
He doesn't have to sell that to anybody. That's what's in their mind. So one thing that came out in all of this is you actually see who's a shitty person, who actually believes these things, who's willing to shit on other people. He brought that out. It was always there in these fucking people. They just fucking hid it. He is selling himself. He is a bad businessman. Everything that he touches fails. Bring up the slide again of it down fucking so much. He's a fucking turd. Everything he touches fails. But he sells himself very well. That's how he has any money at all. Any money at all. Andrew, what were you going to say? You started to sigh.
He can't just attach his name to any sort of product and people will buy it.
I mean,
but they don't.
To be fair, people have been pulling his name off of buildings because his name is becoming untenable with some of this. Well, definitely some of these properties
in other parts of the world, for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not like him promoting himself is 100% surefire way to success either.
No, and he's broke. He made money off they said something like 130 million coming out of the White House with his election lies. That's how much he had cash on hand. But now he's kind of broke again. He can't afford to pay off Jean Hoare, whoever he raped.
And he's soaked up so much of the RNC's money over the years, drawing all the donations to himself, that the RNC is now practically broke too. I mean, that's wild to think of, because in the past, the RNC tends to, pre-Donald Trump, the RNC would blow away the DNC, the Democrats' National Committee, with fundraising. Like 100% of the time, the RNC would always come out on top. And it's just astonishing to see him just be this black hole for any source of funding in the Republican Party, sucking it all in and just fucking wasting it.
He's a billionaire. Okay, what was the last thing that I had on there? I wanted to talk about Northrop Grumman getting financing to study how to put a train on the moon.
You were telling me about this.
I did tell you about this.
I think that's pretty cool.
You think it's pretty
I think
cool?
anything that we do with the moon is awesome. If we go back to the moon and start building like moon bases,
Right.
I think that'd be sweet.
Dude, we haven't even been back there in like
We just
60
landed on the moon,
years.
didn't we?
So-
Like a month ago, we landed on the moon.
So one of
Not
the
people.
Well, yeah, I thought we just landed someone on the moon.
No,
Since the 70s.
we've been sending, like private companies have been sending spacecraft up there and
Shoot, I just thought we had someone land on the moon.
having very little success. I think the Japanese sent one up there and it ended up on its side. And
Yeah.
I think an American
India
company
did the same
recently
thing.
sent one up there and it ended up like something got bent or kinked and now it's basically just fucking trash up there. Just like
Okay,
the,
we
like
can
the
break it down,
SUV
Nick.
we sent up there and never brought back.
Yeah. He's Googling right now. So, like 1978 was the last time we went.
It says Gene Cernan was the most recent person.
And when
to
was
walk on the
that?
moon. I don't know. Let me check. 1972.
72.
think.
Oh, well, I was off. Okay, but Andrew was.
Like it seems unnecessary, doesn't it? Like we need some money to study trains on the moon.
Right.
Like, do you already have tracks there? I mean, do you have the train built and ready to be put up there? I mean, I don't understand. Like,
So,
what's the point of studying a train on the moon if we haven't even successfully sent a fucking tiny ass spaceship
Right.
up there yet? We haven't sent people back there yet, and you're studying putting a train on it. It seems like Elon Musk's whole "we're going to Mars, we're going to be there by 2025." You know, he said that what, like 10 or 15 years ago.
Right.
2025 is fucking next year, and I don't think anybody is within 10 years of going to
okay,
Mars at
so-
this point.
So, Mars, yeah. China wants to be on the moon by 2030. But I want to bring up an interesting point. We were sitting there, Andrew was sitting next to me, and he was on Facebook, which I never go to anymore. And he was looking at Spokane News. Remember this? And he was going through the comments. And the comments were another drug overdose is what it was. Fatal drug overdose in Spokane. And people were on there like, build back better. What a plan. That kind of shit, right? Just being shitty. But when we have our society is disintegrating now, why are we spending money to the military industrial complex to think about the moon when so many people are fucked up here? Why? And I'm not one of these people that don't send money over there, don't spend them. I just don't understand what we're fucking doing right now. I don't understand why we're letting our society just completely fucking go into dystopia.
I don't care if private companies want to go up in space. I think that's cool.
They shouldn't be able to, because that means they have more money. They've sucked so much money out of our society. Yeah, what?
So what? I don't care. I'll give them all my money.
Okay.
I'll pay a higher
Mister,
taxes. so
I
they
can
go
I
into
can
space.
barely afford a fucking house.
Yeah, because house prices are insane.
Hey, let's go to Hawaii this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. You pay for yours, I'll pay for
Can I
mine.
hide in your luggage?
Yeah, exactly.
Shit.
You can't. There's people out there that make a fuck ton less than you that are just struggling.
Yeah.
And
if
we
I wasn't
don't.
working where I work, then I'd be screwed.
I want to go out to Mars. I want to have the Enterprise up in space, but we need to do something about our fucking society right now because it's just in shambles.
Well, you can't do anything about it until you deal with the defense budget. And
What if we-
since we're so fucking afraid and everybody, is fucking at each other's throats so fucking always down here, I mean,
What can we do?
you can't
to
do
start
anything.
that?
You can't do anything about it.
We can't put a cap on wealth. How are we going to make people pay their fair share in taxes, right?
You changed the
Anything
tax
they make
structure.
over $1 billion has
simple as
to
that.
go back into
It's Andrew.
trickle down. It has to trickle back down. Trickle down economics.
No, what you don't understand is these people don't live off of income. They live off of debt. So when you go get a loan, do you have to pay taxes on that debt?
No.
Right. So what they do is they get something valuable. They take loans against that, and that's their income. And that's what Elon Musk has been doing with his shares and his stocks. He doesn't really have any income, right? He takes zero basically, but he gets loans against his stocks. They can't tax him. So all these rich fucks never pay any taxes. So you have to change the tax structure. We went through this last time. Did you see the 2025 Republican budget proposal?
No.
Okay, so one of the things they want to do is they want to basically gut everything social.
Well, yeah, I mean that's a given.
They want
It's the Republican proposal.
Well, this applies to you and Andrew. They want to move it up to 69 for retirement. They want to cut $1.1 trillion out of Social Security, so on and so forth. So
It all sounds fun to me.
Yeah, the normal Republican things.
I don't
yeah.
see any issues.
But what they want to do is they want to give a $5.1 trillion tax break to the rich and the corporations again.
Yeah, because they still believe that trickle down economics is the thing that works.
So the first thing
They've tied themselves to it.
the first thing we need to do is the biggest drug dealers in the country need to go and get fucked in the ass. The drug companies of the United States, Pfizer and all of these fucking places that put all of these opioid motherfuckers on the streets in the first place need to pay for it. That's what needs to fucking happen.
They've been trying to go after him on a state by state
I think
basis.
Washington State just got a big settlement, but what's going to happen with that money?
A lot of states have, but the problem is that money is immediately squandered by the people who are in charge of spending it.
Oh yeah, it just came out that Marjorie Taylor Greene, she has $58 million now. How the fuck did she get $58 million?
Good investments.
Exactly.
Like Pelosi.
She's been in Congress like 4 years, and she's all of a sudden goes from broke to $58 million.
She's a show horse.
She's a horse, all right. I want to ride her.
Yeah.
Nah, that's Lauren Boebert. We need to do something about our society before we worry about outside of our society. We need to fix what's going on internally around here.
Never going to happen because you're depending on the people in power to give themselves less power.
So then
It's not going to happen.
So if I agree with you on that, then I want Trump to get elected. I want this shit to get burned down. I want a revolution,
But see,
a civil war.
with Trump, it'll get burned down in a disproportionate way.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The rich will get richer, the poor will get poorer until something has to break.
Yeah, it sounds like what you guys are
But I
proposing
think
is
I
communism.
think what you're thinking is going to break isn't what will actually break.
Explain that to me.
I think you're thinking that eventually everyone will get so fucking sick of having so little that they'll rise up and, finally take on the man, whether that's the billionaires or the governments that have enabled them.
Right.
But that's not what's going to happen. You're gonna have people start getting pissed off. You're gonna have people start rioting in the streets, which is only gonna affect the people who are quarantined in fucking these cities that are all falling to pieces. So it's the people that are suffering the most that are gonna end up tearing each other apart,
Yeah.
while the government and the billionaires who can build fucking walls around their properties and shit will just sit there and say, okay, well, this is just thinning the herd.
I'm not thinking.
Or eventually the military will get involved, which who do you
Right.
think they're going to protect? Do you think the people can pay their salaries, give them food?
Okay, stop for a second.
No, it's
Taylor.
going to be either the government or the billionaires.
I'm an old man, so I think, and I love history. So I'm thinking if this dies, something else will rise. And it took a long time after Rome died for the United States to come up. And we're the next big, best thing. And as shitty as we are to other human beings in other countries, we're still better than everywhere else in the world. We just are, humanitarianly and everything else.
I don't know. Denmark seems pretty cool.
Really? Are they?
I'm gonna move over there.
Well, you can, but at any point we could take over Denmark. I'm talking about countries that rule the world, which we do, right? So if
Arguably not.
what do you mean?
If we ruled the world, we wouldn't have to be worried about Russia, China, North
Not.
Korea,
That's
Iran.
all fear bullshit that you just talked about 10 minutes ago.
No,
We're not worried about it.
It is a legitimate fear, though.
So who controls the shipping lanes? Who keeps the shipping lanes open for everybody to have free trade?
I mean,
controls the means of production?
whoever has the biggest guns and
Exactly.
the
I know.
most ammunition. And
Stop
at
it,
this
Ian.
point, we're running out of ammunition because we're using a several $1 million missile to shoot down a fucking $700 fucking drone.
Okay, hold on.
I mean, that's literally what's going
Taylor.
on with the Houthis right now. We're using $1 million missiles to
I
shoot
know.
down consumer fucking drones over.
Stop it. So who is?
Stop it. That,
No, I mean you're fucking going off on a branch. Who's the empire right now?
It's disproportionate, and in the end, it is costing the United States because those missiles can't be mass produced 24/7 in huge quantities.
You asked me a question. I'm giving you a historical perspective. Who is the empire right now?
There's multiple empires right now.
Well, what do you mean multiple empires? What the fuck are you two talking about? There's only one.
Most of the manufacturing in the world happens in China.
Under our guys. With American companies.
With one of the biggest populations in the world. I mean, you're talking about...
I don't even know what you're talking about now.
You're talking about an empire.
I am.
Okay.
And we decided...
And you're saying that China isn't an empire?
No.
How are they not?
They're everything about them is failing. What are you talking about?
You were just saying everything about the United States is failing. The people getting hooked on drugs,
we are.
Infrastructure.
I know, but you're arguing my bad point here. China is an empire. They can't even fucking take over Taiwan. We dictate what they do. What are you talking about?
We couldn't even take over Afghanistan.
If we hadn't stepped in.
We occupied the motherfucker. We took over 2 countries at once. Were you there?
If we took over Afghanistan, then why the fuck is the Taliban back in control of it? We were never in full control of Afghanistan.
Why are the Iraqis back in control of Iraq?
Well...
your point sucks.
No, you're using a different country to justify your point.
We took over 2 countries at once. What are you talking about? China, if we pulled out all of our companies over there and all our technology, they would be back to nothing again. It's American companies that moved out of America over to China and gave them wealth. That's it.
And
it's as simple as that.
Wealth determines an empire.
And we are still the wealthiest country in the fucking world.
I don't disagree with that, but to say that there's only one empire in the world.
This goes back to the only true 2 superpowers in the world were Russia and America. Well, it turns out Russia isn't shit. We've been propagandized to believe this fucking shit. So we have an enemy to dislike.
Their military isn't shit, but they still control just as many nuclear weapons.
It doesn't matter. They're nothing.
If you have the ability to end the world with the amount of weapons you have...
Do they?
Do they not?
Yeah, they said over 2/3 of them are non-serviceable.
But once again, you're talking about the propaganda number from the United States.
No, I'm not.
You're saying that Russia is the one that released that information? The Russians who actually know what their nukes are capable of?
No, the people, the whistleblowers that are out there say two-thirds of them are now operable. They can't even fucking use them. Their planes are falling out of the sky right now.
That's all fine and dandy, but 2/3 of 5,000 is still a shitload left.
So if I ask a historian who the 2 empires, who last 2 empires were, he'd probably include Great Britain as a 3rd, but that's not a reality. They just fucking took over a lot of land of black people.
They just happen to have slightly more advanced technology than everybody around them.
So if I ask a historian who the last 2 empires are, it's Rome and America. So if America burns down, as good or bad as you think we are, and we're better than Rome, we're probably better than anybody's been with our rules and stuff, something better will come up. It might not be in America, it might not be in Canada or wherever, it could be wherever. Another empire will rise up and it will be better. We're slightly getting better if we don't kill ourselves off in the process.
I think true paradise was achieved on Epstein Island. I think that was a true empire.
You mean at P. Diddy's house?
P. Diddy's house. P. Diddy's basement. If you ask any sort of actually scholared historian, he'd say Epstein Island. The last great.
Did P. Diddy fuck Justin Bieber? Is that what came out?
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
P. Diddy?
What about him?
He's raping.
I haven't heard his name for like 20 years.
He is arguably bigger in the sex trade and sex trafficking than Epstein was.
Oh, okay.
Which is
I did
insane.
not know that.
Wow.
Did they catch him, or is he still in a different country?
I have no idea.
I thought he
ran?
Yeah, I think he ran. We'll have to verify. Where is P. Diddy now?
I guess I just don't keep up with the news as much.
Wake up in the morning.
I don't care
like
about him.
P. Diddy.
But apparently he fucked a lot of dudes. A lot of like big name dudes. And I was sitting there and I was talking to Brooke and I go, what should we talk about the podcast? She goes, P. Diddy. And I said, I don't know anything about him. She goes, well, you haven't heard about like Justin Bieber? What about? Well, you'll just have to look it up. I don't have fucking time to look it up. My life is just ridiculous. So it was like, honey, and then Ian started going, yeah, blah,
Get a
blah,
self-driving
blah, blah.
car. You can Google it when you're drunk driving home.
Well, I'm drunk driving home. I got my dick out the window. I'm waving at people. It says, put your hands on the wheel. I say, fuck that. I put my dick on the wheel. Self-driving is the best. Do I have anything else up there, Nick, or was that it? That was it. Yeah, it's really interesting. I just don't understand. I understand that we have that, like in Ukraine, one of the reasons we're over there, they were drilling for oil and gas. Exxon was over there. It has one of the biggest in Crimea, it has one of the biggest natural gas supplies in the world. So I understand why we're over there. Did you not know that?
I'm yawning. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's all right. So I understand why we're over there. So, okay, fight over it. Whatever. I don't give a
We're
fuck.
over there. I need more context for that.
So Exxon...
Oil companies. were over
Oil companies were over there. American oil companies were over there.
there. Yeah, but they're all over the world.
They're all over the world, but they were building infrastructure in Ukraine before it happened.
Yeah.
So that's one of the problems. That's one of the reasons there's oil under that ground.
Saying we're over there makes it sound like you're saying the United States is over there.
No, but we have interests.
We have interests all over the world.
So when we give, let's say, $50 million to Botswana, since we have a friend in Botswana, there's probably an American company that's trying to make inroads there, and we're trying to build some kind of infrastructure for them to make money because we're going to get more out of Botswana than we put into Botswana. That's what people don't understand. I don't understand why we're giving money to whatever country. Well, there's a reason behind it. Usually.
It's always an investment, right?
It's always an investment.
Always looking to gain
everything's
from it.
got strings attached to it.
It really does. Are you doing okay right now, Taylor?
Yeah,
With
fine.
all your problems? Okay, I just want to make sure.
With all my problems,
all your problems. All your physical problems.
He's roid raging right now. You can see it. Look at the red face. Look at the red
grandpa
hair.
died over the weekend too.
Your what?
Oh, shit.
My grandpa died over the weekend too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on, Taylor? Nothing. Anyways, my grandpa died.
Well, I mean,
Shit.
How old's your grandpa?
I don't know. 80 something.
Is this mom's dad or mom's dad?
Mom's dad.
Oh. Was she close?
I mean, I'm
Okay.
sure they were at some point.
Right.
How'd you hear
But-
about it?
My mom.
Was your mom upset?
Well, yeah. I mean,
All right.
it's her dad. I would assume she would be upset.
That's another.
She was diddled.
She was, do you think Grandpa diddled your mom?
I doubt it.
God damn it. Can you bring up the Sarah thing again?
But he was
She abandoned us today. She didn't hear about Taylor's grandpa dying.
he was
Okay, bring her
he
down.
was like the quintessential like Republican though. Like he was
Wow. That's
Pouring out.
nice.
he wasn't very mobile anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So he basically sat in his living room and watched Fox News all day.
Oh.
And then when he went to sleep, he would put headphones on so he could listen to Fox News in his sleep.
Wow.
He was so fucking afraid of everything outside of his house.
Right.
He was afraid that the immigrants were coming to get him. I mean, he
Me too.
hid loaded guns with the safeties off all over his house.
Right.
Put them in fucking socks, kept them like next to his bed, in the crack between the chair. He had them all over the place because he was so fucking scared
Okay.
of the world around him, because that's what Fox News has been pushing at him for the last 10 years almost now.
I think I've told this story on here before. We go down and we play a concert.
Since an African American man was president, that's how long they've been pushing that kind of shit. But
It's been before then.
He's a great example of the boomer generation.
The fear mongering.
Fucking terrified. I mean, you always hear about this random fucking asshole putting around, through his front window because a fucking
someone pulls
car
into their
pulled
driveway.
into his driveway.
Right.
That's the type of guy my grandpa was.
A black kid
Like,
is walking to school
like,
across the sidewalk.
He
and
was like
peering through the
shooting.
blinds.
Like he was trying, before my mom and the rest of the family got a handle on it, he was trying to booby trap his property. So
So you ring the doorbell and your hand explodes.
So all these drug addicts and immigrants that are flooding the nation couldn't access his home. I mean,
it really explains why you're a crazy motherfucker right now.
This
really explains why Taylor's a crazy motherfucker. Really,
this is the kind of shit that
I think someone's stealing his mail and the mailman gets his truck blown up.
I mean, this is the kind of shit they've been cramming down all these old fuckers' throats for so long.
Sticking claymores in his yard at midnight.
Yeah, basically.
It's not just him. I mean, I told a story before. I go down and I'm having a concert. Tyson comes down, the biggest guy we know, and he's packing heat, both him and his wife. And it's like, people could shoot you and it wouldn't make it through a fucking muscle on you. You know, it doesn't matter how big the bullet is. What are you afraid of? I just don't get it. The paranoia that goes on all over the place, right?
I think when we get older, we're going to just embrace the memes. You know, the Kloomba, where you stick a little claymore in a Roomba and have it wander around your house.
Just in case.
Just in case.
I got a Roomba.
I think you get, let's get
I do
a
upstairs.
claymore.
The shitty thing about the Roomba is it doesn't do very well on carpet. So they're just pointless. Be great for your basement, though, Taylor.
I mean, it would if there wasn't shit laying all over the place.
No, it learns it. It knows where it is.
No, I mean, there's literally shit everywhere you go downstairs in the basement.
Yeah.
Like, there's nowhere. There's a path to my computer.
Well,
and that's about the only clear space in the entirety of the basement.
Here's the shitty thing is he was complaining about the podcast room, saying it was too small. And I said, well, let's move it over to Taylor's.
You put it in your basement?
Put it in the basement.
Put it in the basement. That was part of the original plan.
On a
But
scale of 1 to 10, how sticky is your basement?
it's not sticky.
Oh, well, that's good.
It's a very dry basement. It's just...
If I touched
It's
the
not
bottom of your
fucking-
desk, would I get pregnant?
No, you would not, actually.
No, it's
No,
just-
yeah.
No, he's got tissue.
Little stalactites.
Zach, real quick, tissue. He always keeps tissue nearby him.
Yeah. Just in case I need to jack myself off real quick.
Well,
For exactly that purpose.
but with all his physical problems right now, he hasn't jacked off all that much.
It's not the constant fucking
We need
runny
to.
nose.
You're just
or-
angry on steroids when you're cranking it.
Oh,
You just rub it raw.
I've
I
been
can't come.
I've been a ball of irritation for the last 5 days, and I don't even feel back to normal now.
Shit.
But I've been going around the house just fucking pissed off because that's what prednisone does. It makes me jittery. It makes me fucking uncomfortable constantly. I can't fucking sleep on it. It's just it's the worst fucking medication ever.
It's a wonder drug.
Like the only drug I've been prescribed that I hate more were opioids
Wow.
because they just made me feel like shit
You know, that's weird.
constantly. Fucking constantly.
It wasn't shit. I just felt weird. So when I had my 3 hernias fixed, they gave me OxyContin, and I took 2 of them, and that was it. The rest of them were just dead. And I think I told you guys that story. I went to work and I said, "Yeah, I had my hernias fixed. I have OxyContin." The guy goes, "Oh, I will give you $25 a pill for those." I went home and I said, "Holy fuck!" I went to Chris. And I said, "Some dude at work wants to give me a ton of money for
Nick.
them." And yeah, hi Nick. And she
that's
goes,
Zach.
she goes,
Sorry, Zach.
she goes, "I throw them away." I said, "Why do you throw them away?" She goes, "Because what kids are doing nowadays is they're taking all their parents' drugs and putting them in a bowl and they're fucking eating handfuls of them." So she threw them away. I said, "Bitch, you just cost me like $500 fucking dollars." Jesus, I was about
No
ready
one
to.
has ever done that in the history of. That's fear mongering right there. That's Fox News.
It's Fox News.
That's falling asleep to Fox News. That's a 3 a.m. Fox News.
She had headphones on. She had headphones on, just fucking.
Some subconscious noise being put directly in your brain when you sleep. Yeah.
So I didn't like the feeling of OxyContin either. So I did not do any. Maybe I should have smoked it.
Yeah, I don't know. It never made me feel good. Like, I don't understand.
Did you take the full regimen of it?
I took what they prescribed me to take.
Wow.
I didn't go overboard. I didn't take less. I took exactly what they told me to. And it didn't make me feel good. It just made me feel bad.
Yeah.
Like, even if I had a full stomach when I ate with it,
Yeah.
it just made me feel like shit.
Oh, well, that's not good.
I broke my foot and they gave me Hydros, but I only took a couple of them.
Did you drink with them?
Of course I did.
Yeah. How did I do?
Absolutely demolished with them.
Oh, nice.
I took like 2 beers and I would just be walking naked around the neighborhood.
Dude, you do that now. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I get a little red face when I do it now. I wasn't embarrassed back then.
Yeah.
I was also skinnier,
Yeah,
more supple butthole.
dude, you're getting big now.
I'm acquiring
We need to bring
mass.
out that because he always goes, I haven't hit 200 pounds yet. Yeah, you're fucking 200 pounds.
Go get a scale. Go get a scale right now.
No, we're not doing that on the podcast. Last time we did it, we measured ourselves. Nobody wants the fucking podcast.
Measured cock length. Oh, you were here. Yeah, we had the biggest cock. Which is weird because you talk about yours all the time and how big it is.
I don't talk about my dick ever.
That's all you ever talk about.
You do.
No, I don't. I never bring up my
I
dick.
think this is the first podcast where we haven't had a story thrown out there about slinging some dick and some girl in your youth.
Can you bring up a story?
No, there's no stories to tell. We're not telling any stories.
There's
today.
always a story to tell.
There's
What did you tell me on our overnight shifts? What was that
basically an
story?
infinite number of stories to tell.
I didn't tell you any stories.
No, you did. I just don't remember them.
No, I refuse. I'm no longer.
That's the only time people watch is when you tell a story about your time in Coeur
Oh
d'Alene.
yeah, they're just gonna fucking pop up. Coeur d'Alene, it was
I remember
everything.
Coeur d'Alene.
Seattle
It was
crazy.
everywhere.
Anywhere Dwayne was around.
Well, that's the thing I don't
basically.
understand. You guys are swiping right and swiping left, and yet you guys don't have that many experiences.
Swiping right and swiping left.
I know, but that's
like-
you're past that. You're getting to be an old man too, so stop it.
I'm almost fucking 40.
Yeah, you're getting to be an old man, so it's just like you're past that. And you've been married for fucking ever.
Here's the thing. I have never had a dating app on my phone. I've never swiped right or left.
I have. I only swipe. I've never swiped left.
Like online dating, like
Right.
I miss that.
Yeah.
Like I have no experience with modern dating at all.
Okay,
If I got divorced or if Robin died one day, I would probably remain single for the rest of my life because I'd have no fucking clue how to do anything these days.
You wouldn't get the urge every once in a while?
To what?
The fuck?
Well, I mean, everybody gets that urge.
So what would you do?
Probably just crank it. Just spank the monkey.
So if
the
Robin
meat.
died tomorrow, you would just jack off for the rest of your life.
Well,
No,
I mean,
you know you gotta do.
what I'm saying is,
That's
I
what you
wouldn't.
just said.
I'm saying I wouldn't know even where to start, how to navigate
Right.
modern dating with the swiping and every time I hear somebody complain about online dating, it's always, yeah, that picture was from like 10 years ago. I went to see her and she was just
Gross.
Yeah, the catfishing.
It's like, why would you even want to risk online dating when half the time you're getting someone who's not even being upfront with you about what they look like?
And I've told you guys this story before, I believe. So somebody I know, went on a date and she blew the guy in the car, right? And so she's telling, and this is not Sarah.
This isn't about you.
No, this is
Not to
at
mention,
all.
there's a whole lot of like antibiotic resistant venereal diseases
there
spreading
isn't.
around right now.
Yeah, I'm spreading
And that just seems like a risk.
Okay, let me tell the story. So Paige told me the story because it's one of her close friends.
Sarah.
It's not
It's
Sarah.
you.
It's not Sarah. So she blows this guy in the car. He goes, "Hey, I need a can of Chew. Let's go out to the state line." Right? He goes into the store, and all of a sudden she sees him running out of the back of the store through the fucking field. State line. She picked him up in Spokane. That's like 20 miles away. He got off, and he was willing, because she was so gross and different from her picture, that he was willing to run at least 10 miles back to his house because he got what he wanted and didn't give a fuck about her. So even though, Taylor, you would get a picture from 10 years ago, you'd still probably hit the shit and then just fucking start booking it down the fucking road. That's a true story.
I don't
And
think
she asked
so.
my daughter, she goes, "Do you think he liked me?" No, he's fucking running out of the back of the fucking store. For fuck's sakes.
Oh, that's funny. That's good.
That's a true story.
Why not just be honest with people? I don't understand that. Because you don't know if they're going to go crazy or something.
No,
you
like
know?
when Taylor's on a dating app, he needs to go, "I'm just got an average cock."
No, you got to go to Sex Addicts Anonymous at the
Oh.
church.
Not just tiny cock.
You got to go to Target. That's
Target is
Go
a
to
hot-
Target with my tiny cock? What's the connection there?
the bullseye dog. He's He's a peanut butter
overabundance of desperate soccer moms or something? I mean,
Fuck yeah, there is.
When's the last time you willingly went to a Target without your wife?
oh, fuck.
How often does your wife go to Walmart or a
I
Target
think Christmas 2 years ago.
to get a gaming system?
Yeah, for the kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
How often does your wife go to?
And it wasn't even a
Target?
gift that I was buying.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
I was buying a gift for my mom from the kids. Yeah. My wife goes to Target regularly.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's where you go find the moms.
Desperate moms.
Desperate moms.
Yeah. The guys who only fuck them 4 times a year. Like,
And yet they've got a whole gaggle of kids.
well, it's crazy because they only have stuff there like, what is it? A DisplayPort adapter. I couldn't find a DisplayPort adapter anywhere.
You find them at weird places like Office Max.
But it wasn't at Office Max. It was only at Target. So I had to go and pay an exorbitant amount.
Why you need to start shopping on Amazon?
You go to the last circuit.
I did.
You
I didn't have
Amazon's
time.
got fucking everything, and they'll send it the next day.
So-
we got a warehouse right down the fucking
Well,
road.
why can't on computers they put fucking HDMIs all the way across? Why did we got to have fucking DisplayPort adapters?
Because DisplayPort is open source.
I could give a fuck.
But people
It is
do
the
give
future.
a fuck.
It's gonna be. It's gonna replace
People
HDMI.
who don't want to pay the premium for the rights to use HDMI.
Dude, I don't give a fuck about the company. I'm paying a premium so I can get a fucking DisplayPort adapter extension so I can put an HDMI
Your
into it.
displays also have the display ports now, don't they?
They got one HDMI and the rest of them are DisplayPort adapters.
Oh, good. Now you can. Right.
That's so weird. I've
I've got 2 display ports and 1 HDMI.
yeah,
in
I
my
was gonna say I
monitor.
think that's what mine is too.
Any of the
on
newer
your
ones.
monitor?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the monitor.
No, I'm talking
You're
about
talking
the
about your
graphics
VR.
card.
I'm talking about the graphics card.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've got 2 DisplayPort and 1 HDMI.
And what are you running?
3 monitors.
No, what are you running for your fucking card?
Oh, 4060?
Okay, 4060 Ti in this one. And it's got 1 HDMI port in it and 4.
You're still running your displays right off your graphics
How much
card there, aren't
memory
you?
on that graphics card for the TI?
I don't know. I don't know.
12?
I don't know what it
If
is.
it's a TI, it's probably like 16.
I'm not sure.
Well, no, that's the thing about the 4000 series is they kind of fucked around with the cards. So like my 4060 is a 16 gigabyte card.
Really?
But the 4060 Ti's are 8 to 12.
Huh.
Or
Why
at
do
least some of them are. It probably depends on the brand you're buying from, but yeah, they fucked around a lot with this last series of cards.
so the
why would you buy
TV
the
that we
TI?
look up on the fucking thing, I needed a DisplayPort adapter. One of the monitors he's looking at, we had to have a DisplayPort adapter. I'm just saying, Target has weird shit at it that you can't get anywhere else when you need it in a timely manner. I wanted to have the TV up there so everybody could see, we could see what's going on the podcast. So I fucking had to go
I mean,
and
you
spend.
could go to Best Buy.
They didn't have one. They didn't
Best
have one.
Buy didn't?
I had to
Wow,
go to
then
Target.
they've really
Have you
slipped
been to the
over the
most
years.
recent? I mean,
I
when they remodeled
haven't walked
it's
into a
trash.
Best Buy in over
No.
10 years.
Well, they
to be
got-
to be
They're going to be
perfectly
closing
honest, but
stores. There's no way they're sticking around.
Well, they got a lot of personal
I've seen
massagers in there now.
DisplayPort adapters at Walmart recently.
Have you?
Yeah, so I mean,
I looked at Walmart,
I've
too.
never had an issue finding an adapter personally.
How long have we had the TV up here? A couple of years? Something like that?
I had to go to Office Max for my.
Well, not that TV,
5 years ago.
but we've had a TV up there.
On the wall?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the same TV the whole time.
Well, then you've had it up there since 2016.
No, it hasn't been that long.
Yes, it has, because you and I sat out here and did a podcast
2016,
with
wow.
the fucking presidential election
did,
going in
yeah.
2016.
Wow, we've been doing this fucking shit for a long time.
Yes,
we only
we're
have
old.
197.
I was barely out of
subscribers.
high
I know.
school at
Yeah,
that point.
it's
Holy
kind of
shit.
fucked.
No, you weren't. You were out of high school for a long time. You're 20 fucking 8 years old now.
That's true. Good point.
Dude, you're close to 30. That's when
graduated
you can't get a boner no more.
2013.
You got to use
screwed.
dick pills after that.
I was a late bloomer. I never got my first boner until I was 23.
Is that what you use?
No, that's what he's going to use.
That's what I'm going to snort.
I said, fuck it, and I got a pump. My old lady's got to go underneath there and fucking pump it up for me before.
You gotta
Yeah.
squeeze your balls. You
Yeah,
got the pump attachment.
It's a
like
third ball.
Cyberpunk.
It looks like what they put around your arm, and you go. Thanks,
Feel
Chris.
lightheaded. You got to pump a little slower.
Well, it's like, slow down. It's fucking hard enough already. She just keeps fucking doing it. It's for her pleasure. It does nothing for me. It's a limp cock otherwise.
Great.
So, anyways, I go to Target for
Back to the story.
for weird shit. And I think
Single
we
ladies.
went together to get it. I believe me and Zach went to grab it. Hey, did you see? Can you put up the producer?
I'm so glad Kim doesn't like Target because Target's just overpriced.
No, yeah.
Put up the producer.
Target is like Safeway.
Oh, you changed
like,
it?
Pay
You
twice as much for the
motherfucker.
same shit. Just so you don't have to walk around gross people.
Yeah, well, I'll pay a lot of money for that.
What are you talking about, gross people?
Winco,
Like it's
Winco
the
and
difference
Walmart,
between
get the
walking into
groceries.
Walmart and walking into Safeway.
Safeway, there's kind of shitty people too.
Yeah, but
Go to the one on
they're
Trent.
shittier,
Significantly less. Significantly
Yeah, and they're
fewer
shitty people that
people.
have money. That's the difference.
Republicans.
You can either pay
Republicans.
You can either pay a small amount of money
Yeah.
and hang out with a bunch of gross people, or you can pay a lot of money and have less gross people
Wow.
around you during your shopping. That's basically
never
the
thought that
difference
would be
between
you.
Walmart and Safeway.
I never
only
thought
time-
that'd be you.
I don't shop at Safeway.
Where do you shop?
Safeway's too fucking expensive. I go to Winco.
At least that's Safeway.
I'd suffer through the gross people. The people who are walking around with their fucking guts hanging down to their goddamn knees. That's where I shop.
So stop it. I'm sitting in the office somewhere, and we're having a conversation between me and my guy friends.
So does that work?
It could be
Well, I mean, you said the office.
the office, and
boys being boys.
Does he have a second job we don't know
yeah,
about?
I do.
Oh yeah, he walks up and down Sprague
All right. Wow.
with the boys.
I'm sitting in there talking to the boys, and a lady comes in,
Oh,
and she's heavy, and it's at the end of the day, end of her day, and I don't think she realizes that her bulbous gut, the shirt had ridden up, and it was about a half shirt now.
Yeah,
Because
crop top, basically.
Basically, so she was just, you could see about that much of her fucking huge gut. It was,
do I know who you're talking about?
yeah, you do.
Oh, heck.
And it's not your buddy.
Oh no,
No.
not the one that's taking the life-saving medication that is somehow in a shortage currently.
Are you Ozempic?
That's just using it for the weight loss.
No, this one makes your friend look completely small.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying.
Is it an A shift or
I'm
a
just
C
saying.
shift?
I'm just saying the shirt had risen up,
It would have been C shift because it was recent.
and you could see the full glory of. And I could see that happening at Walmart.
I
see that a lot.
It happens at Walmart a lot.
But I think that happens on purpose. I think they're in there with their half shirts on purpose
It's
because they think it
still-
looks good. The fat rolls.
You brush up against someone, they're sweaty, and then like you start smelling. Like your arm stinks.
No, I
never
don't.
get that with Safeway,
I
but at
don't do that.
Walmart,
I
I, have
don't.
to worry about that. I have to keep
Yeah.
a good distance, or else
Yeah, get out the green
I'm gonna
pad,
start
right?
smelling bad.
Oh, just holy fuck! You just start scrubbing your arm with the green pad when you
wear,
get home.
Wear those water-resistant Tyvek suits when you go to Walmart.
fuck.
Throw up.
Hi. We've been streaming for about an hour and a half. I think we're getting close to being done. The last podcast we had went like 3.5 hours. It was absolutely fucking ridiculous. And I talked to
Yeah?
Andrew about this.
Wow.
Yeah, well, you missed
I need to not show up more often.
the challenge.
Yeah.
We did. Andrew wanted to do the blender challenge. Have you ever seen this?
No.
Where he gets blindfolded.
I don't do TikToks.
Okay, but he gets blindfolded, and then we put food in front of him.
Yeah, I can already tell this isn't something I would have enjoyed.
And he goes, he either says yes or no. So I spent $50 on food from Walmart with sweaty people, and he faked throwing up is what he did to make Sarah get sick. So next thing you know, she's over there gagging because he's going. And that was fine. We were at the 2-hour mark there. We should shut it down. But all of a sudden, we got a phone call in. And next thing you know, my daughter from Wisconsin talks to us for the next hour, forces him into being, what are you now? What did you go get certified as?
I'm
Ordained minister.
Pastor.
He's an ordained minister.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So he's gonna be getting married, or he's gonna be marrying my daughter. So it went off the rails. I talked to him and I said,
I wasn't even drunk and I agreed to it.
we can't fucking do this. I can't sit there and try to edit down a 3.5 hour video because I'm in there for like 6 hours doing this shit.
So are you it's not getting posted? You're just throwing
it's up.
it away?
It's up.
Oh.
It's up. It's 2 hours. Like an hour and a half got cut out. The part where he doesn't want us to talk about his future wife, we took out that. And stuff like
privacy reasons.
Privacy reasons. Stuff that I edit out for both of you guys or myself. I try not to edit out anything for myself because I'm an open book. But you guys, like if we talked about your problem right now, since you don't want to talk about it, it would get edited.
Let's talk
out.
about your problem.
Nah, that's not.
Okay, that's fair.
Well, see, that's the thing. I won't fucking talk about it.
Yeah, okay.
You will after the fact.
I won't indulge right now.
After the fact, you will.
Yeah, sure.
For
But,
legal
But-
reasons,
but-
right?
But that's the
But it-
fucking problem. You need to share with us what's going on
Yeah,
as
well,
it's going on, so we
until
can get
more
updates.
women come
I've
forward.
been in such a state of stress
Yeah,
since I woke up this morning.
today.
All day.
Yeah.
You're lucky I'm even conscious right now.
Right.
Because all I want to do is go home and go
Lay
to
down.
sleep because I've been so fucking anxious.
Well, I
the
appreciate
entire day.
that you showed up for this.
I didn't want to. I certainly didn't want to.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm here.
yeah. So everybody who's watching the stream, all 0 people, you can appreciate. Well, we had quite the following last time. I think we had 3 or 4 people watching the stream at once.
Ooh.
I want to swap off of YouTube because I really don't think those people are.
Rational.
Well, you're trying to watch a stream. They just want to watch videos. I want to go back to Twitch
So do all the streaming on Twitch, but shorts on YouTube.
and videos on YouTube. Yeah,
You should upload all the shorts that are on YouTube. Put them all on TikTok.
shorts.
Yeah, every single one of them.
They have shorts on TikTok.
Stop it. Of course they do.
I didn't. Zach, did you know that? He doesn't use TikTok.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you
about
have?
TikTok
PhD
either.
maturity. Oh, I'm too good for TikTok. Yeah, you do. Come on. You're 18 years old. You use TikTok.
No,
It's all YouTube shorts.
No, here he comes. Check
That's
out my
your phone,
apps,
kid.
bitch.
Look at that. That's a lot of porn. That's a lot of porn.
Well,
She doesn't look 18. Oh my God. You're going to jail. You have 3 apps on your phone, dude.
that's it, huh?
God damn it. And a picture of your truck. Holy shit.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna call this early. And not early. I want to try to keep every podcast at 2 hours or less.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because it's just such a pain in the ass. I'm sorry we didn't have more content for everybody. We've really gotten shit on the last one. The camera was far back, and can you swap it to the boys? I think they're in focus this whole time, which was real good.
Do they make a Pornhub app?
If they don't,
I bet. Why don't no? Because that's not very App Store friendly. Yeah.
it's not allowed on the App Store. But if it was, there would be one.
Apple would never allow it. Google might, but Apple would not.
Google took down Trucker Sucker.
Yeah, they did.
They did, yeah.
What am I
still
gonna
have it
do?
on my phone. Thank God.
Trucker sucker.
How else are you gonna meet up? You got to drive all the way to State Line. To
I mean,
the
you
Flying
don't
J.
need the
Yeah.
App Store to put an app on your phone. To be fair,
With Apple, you do, right? But not with
I think
Google.
with Apple you can get around it too, but I don't know.
Yeah, but how you gonna get sucked off in the parking lot of fucking Flying J in Coeur d'Alene? You need the
Carefully.
app.
I got to go back to the teethy bitches in the freaking
Fucking meth whores.
wander- They're around
Maverick
there at
parking lot. I go to Idaho because they're gummers.
ridiculous.
I don't come, Washington, they usually have their teeth.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Can you put up the Sarah one? Missing in action. She decided that she wasn't going to show up today. Thanks, Sarah. Can we all say thanks to Sarah? They don't give a fuck.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah.
So thank you for joining
Be
us
like
on
that.
Yeah, be like that. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Unfamiliar Podcast.
Hooray!